And for the first time in 2023, we race. Lewis leads down into turn one. Sala from the second row of the grid. Fabulous start, the Italian in the Sodi kart into second place. Sala now racing in the French team for 2023. Has made a great start as he goes by Dries van Langendonk as they race down the hill for the first time. An incident between Noah Wolf and the American Vivek Kantan in the background. That's why you saw a glimpse of a yellow flag as they go down through the chicane for the first time. Lewis has got the lead, but he's struggling on a cold circuit for the moment. Sala will pounce. Finished on the podium in the WSK Final Cup at this circuit at the end of 2022, but that was in 60 Mini. He runs second in OKJ, but it's Lewis Werrell who leads the way. Dries van Langendonk with Bondrev right behind. Now racing with Kart Republic. Lewis has to go defensive. Sala says no problem, and the Italian tries the outside, but he leaves the door open for the energy kart of Dries van Langendonk, who himself has to defend from not one, but two Ukrainians. Lev Krutogolov for Bosch Racing goes through and takes his countryman. It is getting hectic in the opening stages of this race. Tayem Sala, the German champion, now with Sauber Kart Republic. There he is in about 7th position. Dries in P3, Sala in second. Lewis leads, trying to get momentum, trying to shake the Italian in the French kart. Ahead of the Belgian in position 3. They start lap 3. The gap is 0.0. Sala will pounce. The driver from the other side of Montebaldo, which towers over the lakeside resort town of Desenzano del Garda, here in the north of Italy. Now with the French team in the Sodi kart Sigma, trying to get by the X3 powered by the TM of Lewis Werrell. Took pole position on Friday as he scorched around a freezing cold circuit, did Lewis. A time of 47.501 and dominated the heats. He won the pre-final. He started on pole position for the final, but he's still struggling to get temperature into the Vega tyres. Sala is right there, senses his opportunity. Krutogolov now up into third place as Sala points ahead. Lewis does not need to be told that. He knows which way to go. He's trying to break the toe of Sala behind in second place in the Sodi kart. Lev Krutogolov from Kiev in Ukraine. He's just about to be passed by the Austrian Niklas Schaufler. They go side by side, and that gives Sala breathing space. Lap 4 of this 17-lap junior final. The X-Spree leads the Sodi kart. Lev Krutogolov in the Iami Power Tony kart. Down into the far hairpin for the 4th time. Well, Lewis can't shake him. Filippo Sala just out of the 60 Mini category. Can he make the move? He certainly thought about it then. There's Krutogolov. He's quick. In the Iami Power Tony kart for Bosch Racing, looks over his shoulder. He may no longer be the Pink Panther, but Niklas Schaufler is as fast as ever, the Austrian. That's him in position 4 for DPK Racing, the Iami Powered Kart Republic. Again, Lewis has to go defensive. Krutogolov down the inside. Sala holds him off. It's a fight between 4 of them. Up the inside, Sala's around the outside. He's on the marbles. Lev almost runs into the back of Filippo, who is desperate to try and get by the Englishman, who has dominated the weekend up until this point. Runs wide, closes the door. He needs them to fight, which is exactly what they're doing, but Sala's holding off the Ukrainian. There's the Austrian in position 4. Martinez, Bondrev, Tayem Sala, Dries van Langendonk, and David Cosmo Christopher. Luna just sets the fastest lap of the race. 49.174 that girl from Mallorca in the middle of the Mediterranean. The Mercedes AMG Junior, she's got fresh air ahead of her, and she's trying to make this a 10-kart fight for the lead. Incredibly, Lewis leaves the door open. Sala has to get by. Lewis Werrell, if he can get some momentum now that he's got temperature into the Vega tyres, he will disappear, but if they send it down the inside, he may well be in trouble. Lev trying to get by Filippo, defending from Niklas at the same time. Into the far hairpin, Lewis holds it, and that's the break he needs. Look at them fight behind. Krutogolov into second place. And with that, the gap has gone from 0 point nothing to, let me wait and tell you, it's 0.6. 0.6 of a second now. The Ukrainians in second and third. The Englishman, Lewis, leads. Looks over his left shoulder. That's the confidence boost he needs. As Bondi goes down the inside and takes Krutogol off. Schaufler, Martinez, Sala has missed his opportunity to make a move for the lead on Lewis Werrell. The two Ukrainians in second and third. There is the Austrian in P4. Jacopo Martinez, not long out of the mini category. That same sentence can be used for many of these drivers. Lewis Werrell, the gap 0.6 of a second. Krutogolov runs wide, and he knew it. He kept the kart in the middle of the circuit to defend from the Kart Republic of Nicholas Schaufler. What a race here this afternoon. The gap 0.6 of a second. As Vasilios Apostolidis, he's down in 21st place. He's the Greek driver, but critically, he's also driving for Forza Racing, an identical setup to Lewis Werrell. Vasilios Apostolidis is behind Letamaki, the Canadian Alexander Chartier, head of Ludovico Busso. But the Forza Racing TM-powered Expreza coming on strong. He withstood the pressure, did Lewis. Bondi, welcome back to Alexander. Trying to go with. There's Schaufler in position 3 ahead of Jacopo Martinez. Luna's making moves. She's up in a position 5. This super talent, the British Spaniard, or the Spanish Brit, depending on which day of the week it is, for Little Lunita. Younger brother of both Lorenzo and Lucas. And of course, a younger sister, I should say, younger sister of Little Bell as well. She's up in a position 5, the Mercedes AMG Junior. Her older brothers and sister, and no doubt her parents, watching on. Well, she's in position 5, trying to get up onto the podium in the Argenti Motorsport Kart Republic. There is Luna behind Martinez and Schaufler. We'll check the gap for you next time round. As again, Apostolidis sets another fastest lap. They come across the line, it is 0.8 of a second. So Lewis extends his lead by 0.8 of a second over Bondarev, and now Nicholas Schaufler. Martinez glued to the back of the Austrian, tries the outside line. 0.8 of a second between Lewis and Alexander. Nicholas under pressure now, trying to hold on to a podium position. Luna's coming on strong. Ahead of Stepan Antonov, David Cosmo, Christopher, Tayam Sala, Dries still in P9, and Filippo Sala in position 10. Martinez dives down the inside, goes in deep, and Schaufler gets him back on the exit. Ethan Lennon from Cape Town at the bottom of Africa, also for the Forza Racing teams going quickly. He's caught up to the back of Filippo Sala, who was earlier on in this race fighting for the lead. The gap 0.9 of a second. Lewis leads. Bondarev desperate to catch him. Alexander Bondarev, welcome back to Bondi after that huge accident in Spain in 2022. He's back on track. He's as quick as ever as he goes down through the chicane, trying to defend simultaneously from Schaufler. That gap, which is 0.8 of a second between himself and the Austrian, but he goes wide. Bondarev makes a mistake. Surely that's game over. Any chance of attacking Lewis Werrell has seemingly disappeared. Runs off the circuit almost again as he's got marbles on the tyres. The gap is 1.9 seconds. Lewis Werrell is dominating here this afternoon. Watch Schaufler, the Pink Panther down the inside. He himself has got the 3 Kart Republics going 3 wide, 4 wide, because Luna's in there as well. Antonov, Martinez, David Cosmo, Christopher, Tayam Sala. Oh, wow, it is kicking off here this afternoon. Tayam goes by Luna. Lewis from Lincolnshire leads. He's destroying the field out here this afternoon as the Kart Republic straight positions down through the chicane. Martinez on the outside. Martinez in the grass. There's Tayam. Up the inside, it becomes the outside. Martinez holds him off. Tayam Sala trying to pass there side by side as they go down the straight. Luna gets the run, not quite. She tucks in behind the German. Martinez still just holds on to the final step of the podium. Lewis has gone. The gap is 2.4 seconds between himself and the Austrian Nicholas Schaufler. Martinez, Luna runs into the back of the Italian and takes the place. Fantastic racing in the WSK Champions Cup. Out front, Lewis Werrell has got 2.4 seconds over Schaufler. Martinez, Sala's back into it now as well. That's Filippo in the Saudi kart on debut for the French team. We'll check the gap for you as they come across the line with 4 laps, exactly 5 kilometres to remain in the WSK Champions Cup. OK Junior final right now. It's 2.3 seconds between Lewis and Nicholas. Forza Racing won this race at Adria Karting Raceway with the Dubliner, the Irishman, Alex Dunn. And it looks as though Jamie Croxford's team, loyal to the GFR tune TM engines on the Express chassis, are going to win here this afternoon, surely. As Lewis disappears down the hill, the rest of the field come up to the top of it. He won't be denied victory here this afternoon. He deserves it. He dominated qualifying. He dominated the heats. The pre-final under immense pressure, but he is walking away with the Champions Cup final here this afternoon. Schaufler in second. There's Luna in P4, trying to go by Tayam. Sala in the background. Filippo with one almighty send into the final corner. He made it stick as he goes past Martinez, Antonov Bondarev back into 8. And the South African Ethan Lennon P9 from grid 21. O menino do Brasil, Augusto Saniolo. What a drive. The boy from Brazil in position 10. Tayam under pressure from Luna as they race down the hill. 2.5 laps remaining for Lewis Werrell. He will win the WSK Champions Cup. He surely won't be denied. Forza Racing, they won it with Alex Dunn in 2019. They will win it again here this afternoon. Luna in 4th place, a step off the podium. So the Kart Republic's in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Sala, that's Filippo. In the Saudi kart, he's put himself back into position 5. 2.2 seconds as Schaufler takes a 10th out of the lead from Lewis, but he's controlling the pace. Schaufler goes through for the Spanish DPK racing team. Luna trying to get up onto the podium. She is a super talent, former European X30 Mini champion from Mallorca. She's in P4, trying to go by the former German champion. An opportunity into the chicane. Needs to be careful because the 2 Italians, Filippo Sala and Jacopo Martinez, are not far behind. Bondarev with a purple sector, but the top Ukrainian is down in position 8. This is the last lap of the race. Lewis leads as Filippo Sala sits the fastest lap of the race of 48.658. Werrell 2.3 seconds ahead of Schaufler. Tayam goes defensive on Luna. The fight for the bottom step of the podium. This is not over yet. Lewis Werrell will win the WSK Champions Cup, and he will be a deserving victor and take the title back to Forza Racing. Down through the chicane for the final time. The fight for the bottom step of the podium. Schaufler in 2nd place. This is the race leader, soon to be the race winner. Lewis from Lincolnshire in the King's England has dominated the WSK Champions Cup. Schaufler across the line in position 2. Tayam Sala on the podium is the German in 3rd place. What a race and what a deserving victor. Lewis Werrell wins the WSK Champions Cup. Luna Fluxa has finished P4, Filippo Sala P5. Stepan Antonov, the Russian, just leads home. Bondarev, the 6th place. Martinez, the Italian, 7th. Dries van Langerdonk in P9. And unseen by us, Simon Reckenmacher with one almighty drive from near on the back of the grid has finished in position 10. Fabulous performance from Simon. We'll see him back in action for the Supermaster Series next week. Let's hope he can qualify somewhere near the front because he will be a contender for the first round of the Super Masters Series in 7 days' time. But this afternoon, the day belongs to the Englishman Lewis Werrell, who wins it from the Austrian, and Tayam Sala home in third place. Stay with us on WSK.IT, the podium presentation in just a moment.